Once upon a time in a big city, there lived a poor woman. She had to work as a domestic helper and a sin for a wealthy man in his late 50s. Her job was to cook, clean, and do all kinds of housework. The pay wasn't bad, but it was a long way from her home village, so she bore it all for the sake of her 5-year-old son who waited all day for her to come home.
One evening, her employer said, "There's a lot to do today.
Could you stay?" A bit later. "Yes, sir," she replied, "but my son is very young. He'll be scared alone in the dark for too long." The employer saw that she was struggling. Although he didn't really like children, he didn't want his employee to suffer. So he said, "Then bring him along." She rushed home and grabbed her son. On the way, she told him, "Tonight, I'm taking you to a party." The boy was thrilled. He had no idea what it meant for his mother to be an sin. And didn't he want his young mind to grasp the harsh divide between rich and poor just yet. Quietly, she bought 2 sausages. When they arrived at the employer's house, guests were already starting to arrive. All were polite and well-dressed. The house was grand and luxurious. People wandered around, chatted and admired the decor. She was so busy she couldn't keep an eye on her scruffy little boy. She feared his presence might soon ruin the elegant atmosphere. Finally, she came up with a solution. She led him into the host's bathroom. It was a quiet place and seemed unused during the party. She placed the 2 sausages on a porcelain plate and, with a cheerful voice, said, "This is your special room. The party begins now." She told him to stay put until she came to take him home. The boy looked around his special room. It was so clean, fragrant, and beautiful, unlike anything he'd ever seen. He was delighted. He sat on the floor, began eating the sausages on the marble counter with a mirror, and hummed happily to himself. Meanwhile, the party was in full swing. The host remembered the boy and asked the mother who was in the kitchen, "Where did you leave him?" She stammered, "I don't know where he ran off to." The host sensed something was being hidden. He quietly searched for the boy. Passing the bathroom, he heard a child singing. He opened the door and was stunned. "What are you doing here? Do you know what this room is?" The boy looked up with innocence. "This is the room the host gave me for the party. My mom said so, but I wish someone would sit and eat with me." The host felt a sting in his nose. Holding back tears, he understood everything. Gently, he said, "Wait here for me." He returned to the banquet and told the guests to enjoy themselves. He had someone special to attend to. He filled a large plate with food and brought it to the bathroom. He knocked politely. The boy opened the door. "Let's have our feast in this wonderful room together," the host said warmly. The boy was overjoyed. They sat on the floor, eating happily. Then the boy asked, "Why did you come here, mister?" The host smiled. "I had to take care of my dear guest. No one else could do it." The boy nodded in understanding. Soon, word spread. One by one, guests began knocking gently on the bathroom door. They greeted the pair with kindness, wishing them a good meal, and even sat down and joined in singing cheerful children's songs. Everything was sincere, warm, and full of heart.
As the years went by, the boy grew up.
He became successful and wealthy, rising into the upper class of society. But he never forgot the poor Essene and the nighttime feast in the bathroom. Every year, on the anniversary of that day, he would bring food to the house and give it to those in need, always remembering the importance of human warmth and compassion. That story teaches us that even in the darkest times, a bit of kindness can light up a child's life. It also reminds us that the greatest joy comes from helping others and sharing what we have.